again. Well, I'm out here on the Washington coast, escaping the heat back in Tacoma. Out here for a couple nights doing some plein air paintings on the beach. It's really beautiful here, cool at night, not too hot during the day, nice sea breeze. I've been out walking a little bit this morning, got up early. Isn't this just a quintessential Pacific Northwest view? Misty morning on the coast, these craggy pine trees all bendy and warped by the wind. Beautiful place. This is Ruby Beach. And I found a scene I think I want to paint. Let me show you. I'd like to paint those sea stacks, those rocks, with the waves crashing in. I like the pattern of the waves against the rocks, which seem to be kind of jutting out stubbornly against the surf. I think it'll be fun to paint the shadows of the rocks, and as the sun rises, it'll highlight more of those oranges and the colors in the rocks. There's a nice misty background, far hill of forest that I can add as well for some interest, and then this driftwood and the rocks in the foreground are interesting as well. I can use those as a lead-in for the eye. So I'll get set up and get started on my painting. As always, thanks so much for joining me. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. you can see the light is changing as the sun is rising. I've got sketch down on my 11 by 14 inch panel. And I've got my typical colors laid out. So now I'll go with a very diluted turpentine wash. In the scene, I see a lot of blues. So in my underpainting, in this initial turpentine wash, I'm going to go with a lot of burnt sienna, which will be a nice complement to the blues in the scene. So I'll start with the turpentine wash. I'll wipe away the lightest lights, and then I'll go over it with the full mixed paint. I'll mix the paint as quickly as I can and try to just come close to the colors and the values I'm seeing. I really want to pay attention to the values. That hillside in the background there and that one little stack, they are so light in value. If I squint at them, they almost disappear into the sky. So I really need to mix that hillside light. And then as the objects come closer to me, the colors will get richer and the shadows will get darker. That'll give that atmospheric perspective. And then finally I'll go with the highlights. I'm seeing a lot of warm color in those cresting waves. The foam on the water is very warm because of the rising sun. So I'd like to catch that. That's really pretty. And the sky reflecting on the sand in the foreground there. That's really pretty as well. In this painting, I'm trying to connect the lights and the darks. So in a daylight scene, especially with strong daylight, the lights will all be kind of connected and all be toward the lighter end of the value scale, and all the darks will be connected toward the darker end. This is something that I got from reading Hawthorne's book, Hawthorne on Painting. It's a great book, great reference for artists, especially people who want to paint realistic and somewhat expressive paintings. He didn't go much for the detail. He didn't go for detailed drawing. He went more for large shapes and large notes of color. Kind of an American impressionist, but with really vibrant, high chroma color. Really almost abstract paintings. Beautiful stuff. He didn't write it. His students wrote it after the fact, based on his lectures and his feedback on their work. see I've really lost the light. You can see the fog is rolled in, so the scene is completely different. I'm going now I'm proceeding now based on the photo on my phone, which captured the light earlier, and hopefully that fog will kind of burn off. got finished, the fog rolled in and it didn't go away. I kept painting from the reference photo because the scene had disappeared. It's about noon, so the light has changed from being a pretty side light sunrise to a straight down kind of flat light now with that fog. So I just kept going based on my photo on my phone. Here's the end result. I'm staying here another night, so I might come back out with the painting and do a few final touches tomorrow morning. I have to leave kind of early, so I don't want to do too much, but I might touch it up a little bit at that same time again tomorrow if that fog is cleared away. Had a good time, met a few nice people who said some nice things about the painting. One gentleman said he really liked how rough this foreground was, so I may play with leaving that pretty much as it is in the final painting. It does have a nice abstract quality, and that purple and orange goes well together. Well, as always, thanks so much for joining me with me here today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the painting. Sure is a beautiful spot, Ruby Beach out on the Olympic Peninsula. See you on the trail.